Hi from London. It's the 14th of January, just the day to wish you a Happy New Year. What do I mean, you might say, a bit late? No, I'm talking about the Old New Year. In Welsh, yr Hen Galan. In Russian, Stary Nowy Gод. Until I started learning those languages, I had no idea about this old tradition. One of the thrills for me of learning a new language is discovering, new important dates in the calendar. They enrich life. Sometimes they're an excuse for a knees up. Have you had a similar discovery in your language? Let's talk a bit more about that in a moment. But last time I vlogged, I mentioned I haven't got round to taking down the decorations here at How to Get Fluent Towers. I'm afraid in the intervening week nothing has happened. So before I go any further, I need to get the house back to its traditional January grim self. So what's this old New Year business? Well, it goes back to the switch in calendar. It was in 1725 in Western Europe, from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar. And in the 18th century, that meant that 11 days was seemingly lost, because the Gregorian calendar was 11 days ahead. 13 days by the time you get to the 20th century, 14 days this century. In Wales, in some parts of Wales at least, people thought that, part of their life had been taken from them. And even today in the Waun Valley in Pembrokeshire in West Wales, they continue to celebrate the tradition of yr Hen Galan. And the kids go around and they ask for Calennig, which is kind of like trick-or-treating without the tricks, from door to door, actually on the 14th. In Russia, they stuck with the old calendar actually through to the Russian Revolution, and then they went over in 1918. In Russia still, their memories are much closer of the old tradition, and people like unofficially still to celebrate the old New Year. One thing is that if you sort of feel that Christmas should come before the New Year, and the Orthodox Christmas is not till the 7th of January, so the New Year is actually before Christmas, and right in the middle of the Christmas fasting period if you're an Orthodox too, the pre-Christmas fasting period. So the Old New Year survives both in Wales and in Russia, and in popular culture in Russia also. There's been a film, Stary Nowy God, from 1980 I think. There's been a more recent film as well, and there's a song of that name. So it does crop up in the culture, and I was just delighted to find out about these traditions. What about you then? Let me know in the comments below if there are new dates, new celebrations you've discovered in your language. Love to hear about them, and let me know how you mark them if you do. And see you next time. Thanks a lot. Remember to subscribe, and once again, s Novym Godem. Bye.